Someone is too embarrassed to talk to you right now. Please scroll on if it doesn't resonate. I think at night, sleepless nights, I think they're staying up at night rehearsing what they want to say to you, but they know they don't really have the right to say to you anything. Like they are replaying a last conversation that you had. I think they said some stuff they regret. It was so bad, though, that whatever it was, I think you sort of just... whatever it was, I don't think you necessarily cut them off, but you could have. It just led to a turning point in whatever this relationship was. It could just be friendship, could be a job, could be romantic. Whatever it is, it led to a turning point. Whatever they said. Like I said, if I feel you slipping away, like I feel like you haven't slipped away yet, but they can tell something's changed. Not what you expect. Like I think something is coming in for you that isn't what you expect. Like you're about to really get blessed because of something that happened here. And it has to do with this, like especially just about being grateful for this, because I think this must have been pretty bad. A rejection that was pretty bad. Like that's why they're embarrassed, because I think you took something the wrong way, or I shouldn't say you took it the wrong way. They probably shouldn't have said it the way they did. But I think the conversation went in a bad way, that they didn't expect you to just like block them. But again, I'm not really getting that energy. I think it's that you just withdrew your energy from them. Like suddenly there's no good morning text message or whatever. But I feel like I'm supposed to tell you to be grateful. Like this card, name 2 things you're grateful for right now. In fact, just name it. Seriously, think of just 2 things. You can name more than that if you want, but at a minimum, 2 things. And I just feel like I'm supposed to share with you a big life hack or spiritual hack that like I learned last year. And it was, I had become so negative, even doing this channel. Like I think sometimes being online can make you that way. Like it was just crazy. Like I just felt like I was going through a lot online, but I was letting myself go through it. You know what I mean? I was putting myself through it. And I've changed some stuff since then, so, I don't have to go through that anymore. But anyway, long story short, I was just pushed to the point where I was just desperate. And I'm like, I'll just start being grateful for everything, which is what you got to do anyway. I knew better. I knew better than to be so negative. But I think I had just given into the negative. I forgot the positive existed. And I just started being grateful for everything. And guess what? I started having more. Like, let's say you're somebody who... you need to make $50 a day. Maybe you do Uber and Instacart or something, and you make money, and you're like, I only made $50 today, and you wanted to make way, way, way more. You know what? Be grateful for that $50, and it'll grow. Tomorrow it'll be something else. But I manifest that you'll get out of that line of work because it's grueling. Anyway, ready, set, go. I think this speaks to what I just said about just all of you. Not just Uber, Instacart people, but like anybody. If you're struggling, it's time to get rid of these blockages and just start being grateful. I want you to be grateful for everything you've got right now. Because you know what? It's the easiest. That is going to be the quickest way to get it to change. I think we're afraid to be grateful because we think being grateful for it means we've accepted it. We think it means, no, I don't want anything better than this. No, I don't want to be grateful for this dump of a house, or, these horrible clothes I'm wearing, or this food I don't like. But you know what? If you start being grateful for it anyway, the food's going to taste better. You're going to maybe live in a different house before you know it. You're going to suddenly have the money to buy new clothes. I'm telling you, just be grateful. Be grateful. And be enthusiastic about it. And maybe you're like, I've done that before and it didn't work. Well, I don't know what to tell you. It worked for me. So keep trying. That's all I can say. I can't speak for anyone else's experience. And I hope it does work for you. I pray, let's manifest that it does. Not just that I hope it does, but that it does. Oh, just fell out immediately. Open invitation. Okay, this goes back. Let's go back now to the person who's embarrassed. But I do actually feel like everything I just said about moving on and being grateful goes back to this, because I think that this is just something that doesn't need to occupy your time. Like, I think you are occupying their time, but it doesn't need to occupy yours. You just have so many other things to do. This person wants to give you an open invitation back into their life. They're just embarrassed. They're embarrassed because they now realize you're right. They don't want to have to acknowledge that you're right. And you know what? I keep going back to this money stuff, like making money. I just have a feeling this works into that somehow. And if this is for you, you know what that is. Let me pull another card and see if I get clarity about that. Like, okay, I hide my true feelings. Yeah, no duh. You know what I mean? This person's embarrassed. I mean, they're hiding right now because they don't want to tell you their true feelings. You know what I mean? So yeah, of course they hide their true feelings in effect there. But, there's some communication, I think, coming in that's not what you expect, maybe. Or maybe if it does come in, I think it's going to be the opposite of what you think. Like, they may actually apologize. I think this is someone who they want a clean slate. They just want to be able to come in and tell their side of the story. Wow. Okay. You will not be shaken. You know what? This came out as I said they were going to tell their side of the story. You will not be shaken. Like, I think it might be hard for you to even keep a straight face. So, but I also don't think, you know what? I just don't feel like texting is going to do it. I feel like here's what I mean. Like, I wouldn't, how to put it? Texting leaves so much to be imagined. Texting can go so wrong, so much miscommunication. And, I think it's whatever conversation you have, you need to have all the senses, all the, all the verbal and nonverbal communication cues. And because otherwise you're not going to know how to take it, I think. Anyway, you will not be shaken. Like, this must have been a rough situation. Must have been pretty rough. Anyway, let me give you 3 cards from this manifestation deck. Nothing is impossible for you. You attract healthy relationships. You are protected. Let's, especially like this healthy relationships, I think maybe this sounds like it was pretty toxic. And I pray, I manifest, I speak that you are protected from any kind of toxicity that exists here. Like, if you do end up getting back together with the person, and I don't mean getting back together as though you're getting, for good. I just mean like if you have to get together to talk. Nothing is impossible for you. You've come a long way. You're strong. Don't worry about it. Like, you're very strong. You can deal with this. I don't know if you want to talk to the person or not. You don't have to. No one says you have to. But I'm just saying, this is someone who probably does owe you an apology. And, I don't know if they're apologizing for the right reasons or not, but I think that they've learned some things and they feel stupid. And if they could, they would just take things back to the way they used to be. Nothing is impossible for you. It is spoken, it is written, and so it is. Amen.